Hi everyone, I'm Charlie Strong. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Conspicuous Consumption, where I review fairly expensive things and give you my honest judgment about them. So today we're reviewing the Breville Barista Express machine. This espresso machine retails for around $690 and promises to deliver cafe quality espresso drinks for a fraction of the cost in the convenience of your own home. So stay tuned to see if the Barista Express lives up to the hype. I've had my machine for about 7 years and I use it every day. So my recommendation comes from genuine and extensive experience. But first, a few remarks about coffee. Coffee contains the addictive stimulant caffeine. Caffeine is the most widely used drug in the world, second only to alcohol. Coffee, which is grown globally, is labor and water intensive to cultivate, and our consumption of it contributes to both exploitative labor practices and to climate change. The human consumption of the coffee bean originated in the highlands of Ethiopia before spreading to Europe and the Middle East. Coffee was a major element of modernity, even though its spread actually predates European commercial expansion. It was an important colonial cash crop that took root in equatorial lands under the yoke of European powers. In Europe itself, the popularization of the drink exploded in the 18th century. This period gave birth to the coffee house, and with it, a public sphere. That is, a space for people, men really, to come and discuss literary, social, and political issues more or less freely. Until recently, coffee was often coupled with the consumption of tobacco. In fact, smokers metabolize caffeine at a rate 50% faster than non-smokers. Using an espresso machine to brew coffee began in the late 19th century in northern Italy. In the 1980s and the 1990s, the American company Starbucks popularized espresso drinks, and today, even small American towns feature cafes with high-end machines, pumping out flat whites, cappuccinos, macchiatos, and lattes. Breville's Barista Express is, in its own way, the current technological expression of our history and entanglement with the coffee bean. In our age of increasing social atomization, it's only natural that instead of going to a gathering place to enjoy our coffee, we seek our stimulants alone, in the comfort of our own rented apartments and mortgaged homes. Remember, commodities such as the Barista Express and coffee beans have existences that cannot be separated from their conditions of production, distribution, and consumption. With all that in mind, let's look at the more concrete features of the Barista Express. The Barista Express definitely has one thing going for it. It's a compact, all-in-one prosumer machine. Most of all, this means there's no big external grinder taking up more counter space, and that everything is built in. The bean hopper accommodates a little less than a standard bag of beans, which is kind of annoying, but the burr grinder is of excellent quality. You can change the grind amount using a dial on the front of the machine. A knob on the left side lets you play around with the grind size. If you get the Barista Express, you'll want to play around with these buttons to key in your espresso to make it just how you like it. On the right side, you have controls for steam and hot water. The hot water function is really nice for making tea or maybe Americanos. The water tank is located on the back. Depending on how often you use it, you may have to fill it up fairly frequently. In my case, I add water to the machine about every other day. Making a decent espresso drink is pretty straightforward and easy. There's no need to worry if you don't have barista experience. What isn't intuitive is easily picked up through trial and error on day one. If you want to make a latte or a cappuccino, then you'll simply use the steam wand to texture your milk after pulling a shot. I find this is both pretty easy and kind of fun. Frankly, the sound is worthy of an ASMR video. So I use oat milk in my daily cappuccino, and I find that the Oatly brand tastes the best, but I guess it's all up to personal taste. You should also know that the machine requires a bit of maintenance. It's impossible to pull a shot without spilling some coffee grinds, and this is nowhere near as clean or as easy as a pod type machine, or even a drip coffee maker. You also have to clean the group head, the portafilter, the steam wand, that's all this stuff. And the pitcher every day, as well as change the water filter, descale the machine, and run a cleaning cycle every few months. If you don't take care of this machine, it will almost certainly break down. In short, while it's simple to use and makes great coffee, it's an investment of both time and money. So is the Barista Express worth it? Should you buy it? The answer is a maybe. If your budget is stretched or you simply don't want to pay for a double boiler machine, more about that in a moment, then this is absolutely the way to go. Competing brands often lack the elegance as well as engineering that go into the Breville machines. I recommend this machine, but if you're willing to spend a little bit more, then you would be better off going with the Barista Pro or even the $2,000 Barista Oracle. If you're really flush, like Saudi Prince flush, you can get a Linea Mini by La Marzocco. With these higher end machines, you get better shots, you'll be able to make your drinks much more quickly, and you will definitely be able to produce better milk texture. In my opinion, the milk frothing abilities of the Barista Express are its weakest feature, and this impacts the quality of lattes, cappuccinos, flat whites, and macchiatos. The Barista Express also makes you wait a while after you pull a shot before you can steam your milk, because it only has a single boiler, which takes time to heat up. Between pulling the shot, it has to get warmer to be able to steam the milk. So a more expensive double boiler machine, it avoids that problem altogether. So the new thermojet heating system, for example, found in the Barista Pro, also by Breville, cuts down this waiting time to only 3 seconds. The Barista Express will not truly replace your local cafe's latte unless your local cafe kind of sucks at making coffee. When it comes to espresso machines, you get what you pay for. So for most of us, the answer will be yes, get this machine. It's awesome and I personally love it, but it's far from perfect. If you're willing and able to spend a bit more, I definitely recommend you do so. I also want to note that I still go to cafes despite having this machine. So any math you hear about the machine paying for itself in a few months might not be exactly accurate. Look, moreover, you still need good beans to make good coffee. And high-end coffee, and in my case, oat milk, they're not that cheap. Most of all, keep in mind that cafes are more than places to fuel up on caffeine. They are social places to chat, read, write, and take things in. Certainly, you can't replace a social milieu with an appliance. So that's it for this review. If you enjoyed this video or found it valuable, then hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks.